Podcast Facebook Live edition. Today's special. Once again, we have Megan Schenk of Free Lagoons Realty as the co-host, and we have a special guest, Adam Jacobs with Fortis Fitness.
How we doing?
And we are so excited today. We're going to be once again highlighting our Carlsbad Chamber members and learning about the person behind the business as well as the businesses throughout the Carlsbad community.
Yeah, so everybody, welcome to the show. Adam, thanks for being on.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. Really looking forward to it.
So I know you and Megan know each other. Obviously, you guys are you're members of the Chamber of Commerce in Carlsbad. But for those people who might not know who you are, who are watching or listening, can you give us just a summary of, who you are, what you do?
Sure. So again, my name's Adam Jacobs. I grew up here in Southern California, right down the street in Del Mar. Went to school back east at Cornell University, and then played some baseball in college, a little bit professionally as well. And I'm sure we'll get into some of that a little bit later. And then opened up my own business here in Carlsbad, Fortis Fitness and Yoga Lux. It's been almost 6 years now running this. We have a great time doing it. Other than that, my family all lives here in San Diego. I love getting outside, going to the beach, and just having a good time.
Nice. So have you always been in the wellness industry? I know with baseball and some others.
Yeah, well, being a professional athlete, you're always on the side of being trained. And so I always enjoyed having that someone help me to reach my goals. And I wanted to do something like that for others in the community. And I think we have a unique perspective here because we're all used to coming at it from the client. So we know what the client wants rather than coming at it from the other way. In short, yes, I've always been interested in the wellness industry, just not directly in what I'm doing now, but that's how life goes,
So I'm curious, you mentioned you said baseball in college?
Yep.
So I imagine that being an athlete has a lot to do with where you're at now. Athletes have to focus on wellness, well-rounded wellness. So can you talk a little bit about how that influenced you?
Absolutely. So I think athletics in general has a lot of impacts on your life. It teaches you ways to work as a team, how to reach your goals, how to struggle through some adversity and get to where you want to go. And also you realize that other people are necessary for you to reach your goals. So I wanted to take all of those things and apply it to a business. And so here we have all of that all in one. And then again, to your point about being a well-rounded athlete, we didn't want to just open a gym or a fitness facility that only did one thing. The whole idea is you want to be a well-rounded person. You want to be someone that can be versatile and flexible. So that's why we have everything from hot yoga to boot camps to indoor cycling to boxing classes and childcare as well. So we can, eliminate those excuses and someone can do something every single day, never get burnt out, never plateau, and never get bored.
That's awesome. So after baseball, were you kind of looking, what made you kind of want to start Fortis Fitness?
Yeah, so I like I said, I played in college, and then I had a pretty bad knee injury. My very last game in college, I was supposed to get drafted by a major league team right out of college. So came home, surgery, rehab. 2 years later, I went back out and played professionally again around the United States. Went to Australia and Hawaii and played. Which was great. I never made it to the major leagues, but I had a great time doing it and went to places I never dreamed I would go. And then sort of when that was winding down, I was like, well, what the heck am I going to do now? Luckily, and thanks to my parents for always telling me that I have to have a backup plan to baseball and get a good education. I have a business degree, and so I sort of put business and athletics together and came up with the idea of Fortis Fitness. And it's been a heck of a ride ever since.
That's cool. A little side note, I was telling my wife who we were interviewing today, and she's like, that's the fitness place I was telling you about. So she has been telling me about she's been telling me about you guys for some time now. So today I was really stoked about today. I was like, cool, I get to find out a little bit more about you guys.
Yeah. So I guess our marketing's working.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So tell us, I know that there's so much to Fortis Fitness. So what is your mission and your purpose?
Yeah, so our mission statement, which we have written down, is to provide a fun, comfortable, and inspiring workout experience in a luxurious and clean facility where our members, clients, and guests will feel part of a family-friendly community. And basically that encompasses everything that we try and do here. We want this to be a fun experience, somewhere you enjoy coming to. You come every single day and do something different, but it's also family friendly. Like I said, we have childcare, we have kids yoga classes, and we have something for everyone. One parent can do yoga, the other could do a boot camp class. At the same time, while your kid's being watched, you get that hour back to yourself. It's just all about you. And that's really our mission here, is to make it accessible to everybody.
And what would you say is kind of like your, your differentiating factor? What makes you different than other fitness centers?
Yeah, I get asked this question probably 4 or 5 times a week. And, at first, when we first opened, I was like, oh, our instructors are the best. Oh, we have the best equipment. Oh, we have this, that. Right. You know what? Someone can open up a facility right next door, paint the walls the exact same color, have the exact same classes, the exact same schedule. What makes us different is our people. And we work really, really hard to find the right people that fit our culture and our mindset, and that are there for our clients. And that's really what separates us from all the other fitness facilities out there.
Nice. Well, I want to know on a personal level, because here's my free advice. Are there any, from you, I want you to give me advice. Sure. Are there interesting trends in the wellness industry? I gotta use my resources.
Right. So, I think over the last 5 to 10 years, boutique fitness has really taken off. So the days of the 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness, super cheap memberships, oversell the place. If you try and go there in January, you can't get on a machine. But then the rest of the year, it's empty. Those days are sort of fading out. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a time and a place for those, and they're great. And if you're self-motivated and you can work out on your own, hey, by all means, go for it. But the boutique fitness classes trend, I don't think is going anywhere. That's really what's been taking off lately. But what we noticed here when we were opening our facility is that all the boutique fitness locations, they only do one thing. So people had 5 different memberships for 5 different places. You had a yoga membership and a cycling membership, a boot camp membership, and you're spending over $500 driving all over town to all these different places because not one place was giving you everything you needed. And we said, that is so silly. Why does not one place have everything you need at that same expert level, at that same boutique feel, but you get everything all in one for one membership? And that's what we've tried to accomplish here. So to your point, I think that boutique fitness trend's not going anywhere. It's only going to continue to grow. You hear a lot about the at-home type of stuff, like the Pelotons and the workout apps. And I think to some extent, those are great, but people need social interaction. You need that competition. You need that push. Yeah. And to be honest, here, it's 50% workout, 50% social. People come here because their friends are here. They've made friends here. Their kids in childcare become friends. And one of the greatest things I think is when I see a bunch of our members post on Instagram that they all went out for happy hour on Friday night. And I know that they all met here and they made that connection here, and that they're all coming Saturday morning for a boot camp to burn it off. So
that's awesome. You're like a connector. You're like a connection for all the people in the community, which is awesome.
And that's what it's about, right? And it should be, working out should be fun. It should be enjoyable. You should look forward to going to a workout. And so if that's because your friends are there, what better way to do it?
So I had a question. Regarding trends, I heard or read that there are a lot of these, like you mentioned, boutique, wellness or fitness centers. A lot of these bigger, facilities like 24-hour fitness and LA Fitness, most people end up going to, let's say, a class, not because of LA Fitness, not because of 24-hour fitness, but because of that instructor, right? Or that, right? So I feel like that can totally play in your favor versus someone who goes, it's really a large class, there's less of a community, and the trend is really moving towards, like you mentioned earlier, the people, right? That includes your staff, it includes your instructors, it includes your team. So I imagine that's pretty true for you guys as well.
It is. And look, it's all about the overall experience. In fact, the name that we have for our front desk team that greets everyone is the customer experience team. And that includes everything from that moment you walk in the front door to say hi, to how the facility is looking. Are the towels fresh and clean? Are they handing you one? If it's your first time, are we showing you around the right way to make you feel comfortable? Because look, coming to a fitness facility can be quite intimidating. So that experience, I think, is what people are really looking for. And that includes the workout. and the instructor, but it's everything else in between.
Right. Yeah, you can be intimidating walking into a fitness center with a Cornell University graduate and a former.
Not everybody knows. Sure.
Well, and so your facility is amazing. I worked out there, and I can only give you, if I could give you 1,000 stars, I'd give 1,000 stars because it's incredible.
That. And we appreciate that.
Yeah. Another little thing that I absolutely love, and when David and I were talking beforehand, I said we have to talk about this because when I think of you and your company, I think of this, and it's just how much that you give back to our community.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I want to just really express that. But tell us, well, thank you. Tell us about, the organizations, the nonprofits that you're involved in support, because I know there's a lot of them.
There are. And, we do everything from anytime one of our members asks for a donation to an auction or a raffle, for whether it's for the PTA of their school or an organization they're involved with, we absolutely give back to that. And there's 100 of those. I can't even start to count those. But every elementary school, every middle school, every high school in the area has gotten a raffle or gift package from us to raffle off. But some of the main organizations we work with, first of all, is the North County San Diego Food Bank, and we do a lot with them. So one thing we're really proud of is their peanut butter drive, and that's all of October. We are a drop-off point for their peanut butter drive. And what's really cool this year, our 6-year anniversary cocktail party that we're throwing is also the launch party for the peanut butter drive. So another great partnership between us and the food bank, and that's going to be on Friday, the 27th of September at 5:30 p.m. Open to the community. The only entry fee is 2 jars of peanut butter. That's all we ask. Come enjoy the community. The other really cool thing we do with the food bank is every Thanksgiving morning, so once a year on Thanksgiving morning, we run a free yoga class. And again, the only entry fee we ask is that you bring 3 items of non-perishable food or a $5 donation. Everything goes back to the food bank. And I cannot tell you how many barrels we have filled full of food in that one day before everyone does their whole Thanksgiving thing with their families, is we give back to the community. It warms my heart. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It is a really cool thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Some of the other, people we've worked with in the area, one of our employees' family members was diagnosed with leukemia. So we ran a fundraiser for them with silent auction items, donations. On one particular day, we donated 15% of any sales we had that day to the GoFundMe for him. We just love doing things like that and being involved in the community. Anything we can do. We truly believe that if you're a business in a community, you're in the community. We're not just here trying to take people's money. We want to be part of this community and grow with this community.
And you also, I did the spin for schools, and you guys were the key sponsor for that too.
Correct. Yes. Good memory. Yes. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. So much so that, we got a ton of compliments for that. Our instructors were amazing. They were so fired up afterwards. They get fired up for classes, but I haven't seen them that fired up knowing what they were doing was impacting our local schools. That Viasat, one of the other large companies here in Carlsbad, asked us and the Carlsbad Educational Foundation to throw a spin for schools on Viasat's campus only for Viasat employees.
Oh,
and that's
awesome.
Coming up in a couple weeks. Yeah. So, that's what it's about, right? Like, what more can we do to help everyone else give back to the community? And I believe they raised a couple $100,000 for our local schools, which what better way to give back than to our growing youth in the area?
That's awesome.
That's so cool. And I know
so many more. I can't even,
Oh, I know. That's what I love about this company.
Yeah.
What I also love about this company is that you guys implement a bunch of which I've participated in, and so is my husband, some out of the box events. So I know that, tell us about some of the yoga and other fun events you guys have.
Absolutely. So like I said before, exercise, working out, it's supposed to be fun. And it's about having a good balance, right, between everything that you're doing. So we do some pretty cool things, one of which is our beer yoga class. And so you actually drink a beer or hard kombucha or wine, whatever you choose, in the class. The instructor teaches to that format. So you'll be in, warrior 2 pose, and she'll say, okay, take a drink, or you'll be in boat pose. cheers your neighbor, take a drink. And
no way.
it is a blast. We bring a DJ in for that. We just have a great time. And, you know, what better way to start a day or a night by doing that? We actually have one coming up on Thursday, the 26th of September at 5:45. Pizza Port, again, is going to be one of our main sponsors. We're working on another sponsor with a hard kombucha company. But, I mean, it's just a blast. And then the other fun thing we do, every Friday night, we have what we call happy hour boot camp, because it's hard to get people to want to get motivated on a Friday night after work. So you work out, you get a 1 hour workout. It's at 5:30 p.m. And then everybody gets a beer, a glass of wine after, hangs out, has a good time. It's actually turned into a pretty cute date night. So a lot of our members will come, husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, will come, do the class, get their workout in, have their glass of wine, shower up here in our locker rooms, and then they'll go out to dinner somewhere for a little date afterwards. So
it's so smart.
Great way to do it. Yeah.
So smart. I mean, everybody loves Friday night, but they want to go out and socialize. But I mean, and you couple it with some great fitness and wellness, it's a win-win.
Exactly. You got it. And then we do all sorts of other things. We've partnered with wine companies to do like a sculpt and sip. So we do a sculpt class and have some wine tasting afterwards. We've done a Bloody Mary bar class. So you do a bar class and then there's a Bloody Mary bar after.
Nice.
So on all of our open house days, we have mimosas. So we have one of those again coming up on Saturday, the 28th of September. So all the classes are free that day, but we have, mimosas all day for everyone who's just coming by to check it out. We just, it's not all about alcohol, but it's all about just having a good time. And we love partnering with our other local companies like Pizza Port, one of our neighbors, and all the other local companies in the area.
So are you guys up by Bressie? Is that where you guys are at?
We are in Bressie Ranch, right in the heart of it, right next to Pizza Port. We share a parking lot with them. And I mean, the location couldn't have been better. This area itself just growing like crazy. They just opened another new shopping center across the street.
Yeah.
But it still has that down-home community feel that everyone really wants to take care of each other, take care of the community. This works out really well. In fact, we just did a class at Eureka Burger, which is a new restaurant that's opened here. They have a really nice courtyard. So they wanted to grow their brunch, their Sunday brunch attendance. And so we worked with them and we did an outdoor yoga class on their courtyard. There was 60-something people there. They provided mimosas and avocado toast for after the class was over. I mean, what better way to start a Sunday? Outdoor yoga in a beautiful San Diego sunshine, free mimosas and avocado toast, and about half the people stayed for brunch afterwards. It was just a win-win and a great way for the Carlsbad community to work together and their chamber members. So like a triple win.
So I'm on your Facebook right now, your Facebook page. You guys have a ton of great reviews. What's a reoccurring theme from your guests, and I'll follow up with same with your team members, right? So what are people raving about? These fans of yours, what are they raving about?
Right. Well, so I'll tell you, we actually did an experiment maybe a year or so ago where on Facebook and Instagram and all the other social media platforms, we said to our Facebook fans, to our members, hey, list 3 words that best describe Fortis. And this was our test to see, like, is what we think the same as what they think? And so what they came back with was, we're friendly, we're sweaty, we're comfortable, we're life-changing, dynamic, effective, community. Again, that one's probably our big one. Challenging, motivating, a variety, inspiring, fantastic, friendly, clean. That's a big one for us. Family, the best, and confidence. Those are what better? We were glowing because that's what we thought, but to hear it from our actual members and for them willing to take their time to tell us, unbelievable. So that to me is what basically best describes us. It's not about what I say, it's about what our members are saying.
Sure. Yeah, because you're communicating that through how they're experiencing your place, your facility.
Exactly.
So that's awesome. And then what about your team members? I'm sure you have some amazing culture that you're creating, for your team as well.
We do. Every single person we hire here, we go through an intense culture training. And before we get to that, our interview process is quite thorough because we want to bring people in that fit our culture. And so once they come in, then we do our culture training. It's about a 2-hour-long training. And We go through everything from our core values to ways that you act, the way you treat the customer. We have phrases that pay we go through. And, to be honest, it's not for everybody. And some people will tap out at some point, and that's totally fine. We don't take it personal. It's just the way it is. But, we have some employees that have been here since before we even opened.
Wow.
Erin, who's our GM, I've been working with her since, we're almost 6 years. It's been almost 8 years we've been working together. Several of our personal trainers have been here since we opened. Multiple of our yoga instructors have been here since the day we opened. And we also have people that have been here 5 years, 3 years. I mean, our longevity, especially in this crazy industry, is something we're really proud of.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Well, and so how are you guys closing out this year? What events do you have coming up?
Yeah, so like I briefly mentioned, we have our 6th anniversary celebration week coming up. And so that's going to be the week of September 23rd through the 29th. We have a lot of cool different classes throughout the week that are free. So everything from, like we mentioned, beer yoga. We have our anniversary party. We have our hip hop hit class on one of the mornings. So we'll have a DJ for our hit class, which is one of our more popular classes. We also usually partner with one of the local businesses in the area and bring in some breakfast burritos for somebody or for one of the classes, something like that. We're still working on some of those details, but that week's always a blast. And then coming up, we have in November, we do our Thanksgiving Day yoga class, like I mentioned.
Nice.
And then we always do a lot of other fun stuff going into New Year's because, everyone's got their New Year's resolutions, all that going on.
Yeah.
So always something fun coming up. We do have a really cool new program. It's not quite launched yet, but a little teaser is that we'll start doing heart rate tracking live during all of our classes. So we're putting up big, giant TV screens in all the studios in our turf area. And so while you're working out, you'll be able to look up at that screen and see what your effort looks like, how many calories you've burnt, the amount of your heart rate. And then there's a proprietary point system that'll be there. So just extra motivation, extra fun, compete with your friends in the class. And then you'll get a printout or an email back to you showing you how hard you worked. And on our app, it'll all be there so you can review all of the hard work that you've done. So that's going to be a really, really cool program. It's we're like right in the heart of setting it up. So hopefully, in the next month or so, it'll be rolled out and people will be able to come in and enjoy even more of what we're doing and really see the results of their efforts.
That's awesome. Well, I know you guys are like full force ahead. So what are the plans for Fortis for the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so our goal has always been to have multiple studios, but we wanted to do it smart and in the right way. A lot of times what I see in small business is people expand too quickly. And so when you do that, 2 things. 1, you don't have the capital to sustain that growth period that you need in a startup. But 2, you're spreading your other resources very thin. So you're going to turn what you have as an A+ product into multiple B- or C. And then the whole thing crumbles and falls down. So we wanted to make sure that we have an A+ product in everything we do here. And to date, we've done what I call internal expansion. Added extra formats, added extra services. So now we have physical therapy here. We have massage therapy. We have nutrition. All these other services that provide a complete package for what we do. But now everything is operating at an A+ level. Now we want to take that. We have to make sure this stays in an A+ as we open other facilities that are also going to be at that A+ level. And so we want to do it smart. We want to do it right. So we're very meticulous about that. And the demographics have to match what we have here. So I would say that's our plan. And just to continue to offer a great experience to our Bresci Ranch family.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Very, very cool to watch. Very cool to hear. Someone who's listening or watching might say, what are some options in terms of memberships? You don't have to go into detail because I'm sure we prefer them to contact you. Get started on the right foot with you guys. But can you give us an idea of can you include all the different ways to work out in every membership? What do memberships look like?
Sure. So great question. So we get this a lot. Can I just do a yoga membership? Can I just do a bootcamp membership? It's all in one. That's the whole goal here.
Okay.
So one membership gets you every class that we offer, all 60 plus classes a week that we offer. Personal training is extra on top of that. Massage, nutrition, a bit extra on top of that. But we also offer what we call a class card. So if you're coming maybe once a week or sporadically, you buy basically a punch card system, and that way you can drop in, whenever you want, and it saves you money on our drop in. Our goal is to get you to come here and want to come here and continue to come. You're not going to see in our family membership. It's an incremental expense to add your spouse or family member onto the membership, because we want you bringing your people. That's going to keep you accountable. That's going to keep you coming. And we also offer an introductory month. This is one of my favorite things. For only $59, you get 1 month of unlimited classes, everything that we offer, and 2 personal training sessions on top of that. So
wow.
What better way to experience we're so confident that people are going to come here and enjoy their time that that's what we're willing to showcase. That's what we want to do. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing, Adam. Thank you so much. Do you have anything you want to add before we kind of wrap up? I know both of you guys have appointments to run to, so I don't want to take too much of your time. But is there anything that we maybe missed or overlooked?
No, I think, while you're talking to me about this, it's really not about me. It's about the team we have. Erin, who I mentioned before, she's been with me for over 8 years now. The rest of our team here, that's really where all the success is coming from. I'm here talking to you and I'm the owner and all that, but really I have to give all the credit to our entire team here. That's really what it's all about. So that's what I would really want to get across.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel that.
Yeah. And I'm just going to add, if for the community or anyone visiting just in general, if you want to come check out an amazing facility and meet the personal people behind it, I highly recommend taking a tour or learning more, because your facility is incredible. So
appreciate that.
Yeah. So, and like I said, everybody on your team has been phenomenal. So I just want to encourage our whole community or visitors to come stop by and have a look and check it out.
Yeah. Thank you. We'd love to have them.
Yeah.
So do you guys, because I know we just talked to Brett, and he mentioned how Carlsbad is such a very, very tourist friendly. Have you guys do you guys, for people who come for a week, or, a lot of business professionals who come in, for a week, great offer.
Yeah. So, one of the things we've talked with a lot of the hotels in the area. So they all have fitness facilities in their hotel, but no classes or anything.
Right.
So we've worked with them. So they'll send, some of their long-term clients or people even here for a day over to us. And we give them a good rate on that. Just as a thank you for coming to Carlsbad and for being a partner. And then the other thing we do is with all of our chamber members and other corporate members that we have a package that we can create custom for every business in the area. Mm-hmm. So we work with everyone from, like I said, Viasat, which is a gigantic company, down to someone who has a 4 or 5 person company, and we can create a custom package for whoever. And that way, if they do have business travelers coming into town, we can take care of them based on whatever we've worked out. Because that's just because you're on vacation or you're on a business travel doesn't mean you have to interrupt your workout regimen.
Right.
So
you still want to feel good wherever you're at.
Totally. And one of the things that I think sets us apart is that we have locker rooms and showers that you actually want to use. Like, how many times have you been to a facility where you go into the bathroom like, I'm not taking a shower here. You actually want to shower here, and we have towel service. So all you have to do is bring your change of clothes. We have everything else. So great for business people, great for travelers and people staying in Carlsbad. Nice. One other thing I'd mention, Brett, you mentioned, what a great guy. I'm fortunate to be on the board of the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce as well. So I've gotten to firsthand see how dynamic he's been and everything we've been able to do for the community and that as well. So just wanted to give a little shout out there.
That's awesome. Hey, well, thank you so much. You
guys got it.
Where's the best place? Like, if we have viewers and we have listeners, so where can they go to find out more information about you and your team and your wonderful community that you guys have there?
Yeah, thank you. Well, first of all, I think the easiest and least intimidating would be our website. So if you go to fortisfast.com, that's FORTISFAST.com. You can learn about everything that we offer there. Our class schedule, as you have up right there, is right there. You can see the next class and everything for the rest of the week. You can sign in right on the spot if you'd like. You can see all of our instructors and their bios on there. You can see my bio if you care.
Nice.
And you can really get to know everyone before you actually come in. So I think that's a good way to let the barrier down. Also, you can give us a call. We're always here. We open at 5:30 in the morning. We're here till 8 p.m. Someone will answer the phone. It's 760-438-4847. And I know most people won't do this, but like you can always email me. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm here for everyone. So that's adam@fortisfast.com. And I'll help you out. We're here for you. Anything really. We just want you to come in, and maybe we're not a right fit, but I like to think we have something for everybody.
Yeah, and it's just cool to welcome somebody in, and if it's a good fit, great. If not, they'll find the right fit. But
Exactly.
Your community is awesome. I'm sure they'll feel right at home there at your place. So, Adam, thank you so much for being on the show today. Megan, of course, thank you for being co-host with us here today. Yeah, I look forward to checking out your place here soon.
Yeah, come in anytime. I'd love it. And thanks again for having me. It was a real pleasure. We'll do it again soon.
Sounds great, Adam. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Got it. All right.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.